So this is a simple implementation of an event system in the Godot game engine. So we have two main classes, event and event queue. An event represents anything that is to be executed. It has a signal event finished, which gets emitted whenever the event is done executing, and it gets fed event data when it's initialized, and this could be anything. The event queue is where most of the logic happens. It has signal events finished. It gets executed whenever all the events are done executing. The event list, which is the list of events which is going to be executed, and the current event being executed. When it gets initialized with a list of events. And the main function, we start the queue. Whenever the queue is started, we check if there are any events in the event list. If so, we set the current event to the first element of the list, add it as a child, and then execute it. Whenever the event is done executing, this function gets triggered via this signal, and we remove the current event. And if the event list still has not reached 0, that means there are still events in the list. We start the queue again. Otherwise, we finish where we emit the events finish signal and remove this from the tree. So an implementation of this would be a simple dialog system. So this is a dialog event which inherits from event. What it does is basically when it executes, it prints each of the event data letter by letter. Here, event data is a string, and we print the string letter by letter to the console. Whenever the data is being printed, if we press spacebar, the remaining string is printed. Otherwise, if it's already done printing the remaining string, we finish execution and remove the event. So in our main scene here, we have 3 dialogues. Hello world, how do you do, fellow human? I'm doing fine, you. We create an event list using these events. We instantiate a new dialog queue, and then we start the queue. So if we run that, if I do nothing, the first dialog event gets printed. Hello world, letter by letter. Now, the dialog event is waiting for my interaction. So I need to press spacebar, and the next event gets printed. How do you do, fellow human? And then I press it again. I'm doing fine, you. And that's done. If I were to press spacebar early, then this would happen. And that is a simple implementation of an event queue in the Godot game engine.